It's the MIAA state tournament here on Fred TV. The Diman Bengals football team back in the playoffs after an absence for the last couple seasons. They square off against crosstown rival Bishop Connolly. Hello again, everybody. Evan Massoud along with Gary Leet this afternoon from Diman Regional for this playoff game between Bishop Connolly and Diman. Now, last week, these two teams squared off in the regular season finale, and it's pretty rare that you get to see the same team in back-to-back weeks. This week, they will have the rematch, but there's a lot more on the line, a sudden death playoff game. Before we talk about today, we have some highlights from last week's game on a muddy field here at the Harrington Athletic Complex. Let's take a look at those highlights. Each season, it's one of the games we look forward to on Fred TV, the Diman-Connolly rivalry game. Thanks to heavy rains on Friday night, the game was moved to Saturday, and unfortunately, there was a thunderstorm 2 hours before kickoff, so the pocket was full of mud and puddles. But you'll see from the first 33 seconds of the game that it didn't affect the players much. Diman got the kickoff to get things going, and on their first play from scrimmage, Ashton Began gets the handoff, goes through the pile, and waves goodbye down the field for the 65-yard touchdown run. The extra point kicked in by Dylan Strollo was good. 7-0 the score. Now, moments later, on the ensuing kickoff, Harold Beckford back to receive for Bishop Connolly. He takes it from the 17, breaks through the seam, and he's gone down the sidelines, beating the defense for an 83-yard return. So in just 33 seconds, both teams have scored a touchdown. 7-7. We'll jump to the end of the first quarter now with the Bengals looking to strike again. This time, Pessoa drops back, passes, looking to DJ Machado, and he has it for the touchdown to put Diman ahead. It's an 11-yard pass. Connolly came back strong in the second half, allowing no points. However, the offense came up short. The Bengals win the Mayflower League and clinch the number 2 seed with the 27-20 victory in Week 7. So as you can see, Gary, that was a crazy game last week, especially since both teams scored a touchdown in the first 33 seconds of the game. And I have to think more for Bishop Connolly because they're more of a defensive team. If anybody had to come out and score first, I think it'd be them today.
Well, that's true. You don't want to have to, even though Bishop Connolly is a very defensive team, you don't want to also be playing catch-up at any point, especially against a rival. I mean, this is going to be an exciting game. Not only is it a rivalry game, which I know you love, but it's now playoff rivalry game. So this is going to be great.
And of course, the Diman Bengals come in at 5-1. They're the number 2 seed, and that's why they get the home game. They won the Mayflower League with last week's 27-20 win. Steve Winarski, the head coach this year, back in that position. He was a longtime Durfee head coach, moved on to Diman for the last few years, and now he's back at the helm. It's got to feel good for him. It's really a comeback story.
It is. When I was at Durfee, he had just started, and he was building this program that, you know, there's been ups and downs for Durfee, but the foundation was laid by Coach Winarski, and he's come here, done the same thing. He must be overjoyed with the success of the team, and a lot of credit, I'm sure, goes to him and his staff that, you know, they were able to put it together really, really quickly.
Well, for both sides, it's basically a home game because Connolly is just 1.5 miles away. So we expect a good crowd today. You hear the rock anthems going in the background. We had Hell's Bells going. We had a bunch of them going. So everybody's... Oh, yeah.
I'm dancing.
Exactly. Should be a fun afternoon. We hope that you'll stick around. It's the playoffs on Fred TV. Okay, folks, we are just about ready to get this one underway. See the players at midfield, ready for the coin toss. Evan Massoud and Gary Leet with you here on Fred TV for the playoff game here between Bishop Connolly and Diman. It is round 1. We have only 8 teams, Gary, in the bracket this year. They redid the divisions once again in the MIAA. I can't keep up with the MIAA with all the changes, but this year, Diman and Connolly in Division 4. No more Division 6. They're back to Division 4, so that's the lowest you can have. A different look again.
Keep you on your toes.
I guess so, right? I guess so. So for a while they had realigned, and there was actually a Division 5 and a Division 6, and now this year they realigned it again, and so Connolly and Diman in Division 4 this year. And because of that, this is one of the few sports that they're still in the same league. there's two different Mayflower leagues, two different branches of it. But with football, they're in the same league, so they have to square off, and that's where things got complicated, and they basically get to square off 2 weeks in a row. So Diman won the toss. They have elected to defer, so the giving Connolly the old Bill Belichick treatment.
It looks like that's what everybody does now. Everybody wants to be like Bill Belichick. Defer, defer, defer. Very rarely do you see anyone say, yes, I'll take the ball first. But it works for Bill, so.
It works for Bill, and we all know that Bill is probably one of the greatest coaches to ever live. Whether you're a Pats fan or not, you got to accept that. I mean, and we're going to take a quick pause now for the playing of the national anthem.
We now invite you all to stand for our national anthem, to be sung by Diman's own Miss Kathy Versa.
Nice job, as always, by Diman girls volleyball and softball coach Kathy Noversa, singing the national anthem. Folks, a well-rounded education is one that is not only academically oriented, but one that also includes physical, social, and emotional development. Interscholastic athletes and athletics provide the other half of education. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic teams throughout the school year, and of course, in the playoffs if you get there. And these two teams are there. So Connolly comes in, Gary, at 2-5. Their two wins, though, were in the Mayflower League, which is what helped them get this playoff berth, because it's not normally the case that you see a team with a losing record get into the playoffs. But a small bracket, small contingency of teams, and they were able to qualify because of the point system that the MIAA has in place.
Now, although they had a rough regular season, they do have a lot of playoff experience. So maybe this little bit of luck will turn things around for them.
Yeah, as we said in the open, last week's game was pretty wild, at least in the first half. When I left, because I was here shooting highlights for this purpose, knowing that Diman was going in the playoffs, we were going to use them for an opening. And when I was here, I mean, 2 touchdowns in the first 33 seconds, one for Diman, one for Connolly. And then when I left at the half, it was 20-7 Diman. So I figured they just had it in the bag. And I checked the final score later, and Diman won 27-20. They didn't score in the second half. So Connolly made a game out of it, and we'll see what happens today. We'll see what adjustments both sides have made, because, again, you don't get to see the same team twice normally, especially back-to-back. This is very, very rare. And Dylan Strollo will have to reset the ball there. There is quite a bit of a breeze once you get higher up here. It was pretty calm down on the ground, but now that we're on the press box, a bit of a breeze, 53 degrees, and we'll say mostly sunny, kind of a hazy sky, if you will. The cloud's not too thick. That is brought down by number 51, Bobby Alves, for Bishop Connolly. So a short kick, about 20 yards. And the Cougars have pretty good field position. They'll start at their own 38.
Interesting choice there to start the game.
That's something that I've seen Diman do, especially when there's wind. I think probably some hesitancy to kick it right down the field. I've seen some kickoffs from Strollo go out of bounds. That's obviously a flag, and they are kicking into the wind. I'm actually not surprised that this case they did that, but we'll see. I've seen Strollo boot it too right down the field. He's got a good leg, but that time probably Coach Winarski being cautious with the wind. Oh, almost an offsides there. They got back. There is the flag. So yes, an offsides. Going long. First play of the game. And there is pass interference, but Beckford came down with it. So 2 flags on the play, but it looks like the Cougars are going to pick up almost 30 yards on the first play of the game. They passed it.
That was quite the catch. And obviously there was a pass interference on the call on the play as well, and to be able to get that ball in. What a way to start the game, Evan.
Yeah, seriously, that just caught me by total surprise. So there was offsides by the defense. That is declined. And then, of course, the pass interference on the defense. That, too, will be declined because the yardage gained on the play was more than what the penalty yardage would be. So why would you redo the play? Take the yards. You got the first down. That was a heck of a way to start this game. That was a 30-yard pass and catch. And it is Cameron Reese now in the backfield. And Alec Kafori, the quarterback. So he just made that great play, that great pass. Jay McClure now running outside with it, chased down by J.C. King, number 41 of the defense. And short gain for Connolly on that one.
He read that very well, moved outside, strafed, if you will, the line, and no pickup. So second play, jitters, maybe calm down. You had 2 penalties on your team. Come back, next play, read it well, play for a loss.
Well, they spotted about a half a yard, so I guess we'll say 2nd and 9 now. They'll give them the yard on the pickup there. So now they're going to try to plug it up the middle and grab a couple more yards there, maybe 2, just across or inside the 30. And that looked like it might have been Beckford actually on the carry that time because he just came up from the bottom of the pile. So now one thing fans may not know either is that Ned Scaduto, the head coach for Connolly, this is his first year as the head coach over at Connolly. He actually was a coach over here at Diman as well for some years. So moving from one school to the other, he was also with Southeastern if I'm not mistaken. So he's been all over the Mayflower League, got a lot of experience, really nice guy. I had a chance to interview Ned at the start of the season back in August, before the season really. Beckford drops it, but there is another flag on the far side. Coach Winarski is out on the field saying that was a lateral, and actually I tend to agree with him. It looked like it. That's a backward pass.
I agree with you, Evan. It looked, from our vantage point, which we're just behind the line of scrimmage, that looked like a backward pass or lateral. Definitely did not go forward.
No, and of course, when there's a lateral pass, it's a live ball if it's dropped. It's just like a fumble. It's like if you shuffled it back. You have to catch those, or the ball is alive and anybody can pick it up and run with it. Instead, the Cougars, there was a penalty on that. 5-yard penalty. I didn't see the call, but I'm assuming it was offsides, and it's another offsides, and now that's going to give the Cougars a first down. So they baited him offside. I think Diman's a little too ready right now. That's what it seems like. The Bengals have been jumpy at the line, and that is basically the third offsides that we've seen.
Might wonder, perhaps playing them 2 weeks in a row, maybe they feel that they've got that cadence and they're trying to jump that snap. It hasn't worked out now 3 times.
So 1st and 10 at the 20. Cougars in the red zone now. Coming outside is Cameron Reese. There's another flag. My goodness. It's like the officials are manufacturing them on the sidelines. That is now the 4th time we've seen a flag thrown in this game. 4th play that we've seen a flag thrown. Began playing defense as well. Holding on the offense. That'll back them up 10 yards. And it's from where the foul occurred. It's not right at the line of scrimmage. That is one thing that's different with high school sports. So the foul occurred at the 18, 17-yard line, or thereabouts, so they back it up 10 yards from that point. It's not from the line of scrimmage. So it'll basically be a first down again, but it'll be first plus another 8. So first and 18, we'll call it. Hopefully the Bengals this time can take advantage of the mistake from Connolly. Connolly's taking advantage of some mistakes. That was dropped at the line. Kafori up to his feet. Scrambles. We saw his leg slip as well. You know, we've had a lot of rain over the last week or so, and this field, considering how muddy it was last week, you probably saw that in the highlights at the beginning of this broadcast, it doesn't look that bad. It's not in great condition. It wasn't in great condition to start the season, Gary, because of the drought we had this summer. But right before last week's game, we had Friday, it rained all day, and then Saturday we had a torrential downpour for a good 15, 20 minutes, like flash flooding. And this field was absolutely soaked. The pocket was a total mud fest. So it doesn't look that bad considering. Gonna toss it out back. That's Beckford cutting outside, pushed out of bounds by Ashton Began. Short gain again. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
I can attest to the grass can be very, very slippery. I was out at the field at Durfee last night. There was a field hockey game, senior night. Congratulations to the Durfee girls varsity team. They won the Big 3 championship.
Yeah, field hockey's come a long way. They really have, because the first year I was at Fred TV doing sports, they didn't have a win that year, so they've really come a long way. Congratulations to them.
But the little bit of time that I was walking on the grass, I slipped a couple of times. Gets really soft and muddy. Another penalty.
And this looks like it's going to be a false start. Play was ruled dead. It is indeed a false start, so another 5 yards back. 3rd and 12 goes to 3rd and 17, and I would expect that the Cougars are going to pass, and given that first play of the game, I wouldn't see why they shouldn't pass. But yes, the grass does get wet, it gets muddy, and and granted, you're on field turf over at Durfee. It's not even real grass. This actually has dirt under it.
Oh, I was walking where there is grass, Evan. You know that area where there's grass?
Oh, so you were saying the actual grass that along the walk. I gotcha.
Yeah, I was trying to cut through the grass to.
I understand. Straightest, shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, right?
Unless it's mud.
Unless it's gonna pass down the field to the end zone, and it is incomplete. No flags. Began was there to defend. Beckford. That also looks like might have been Strollo. That was actually Machado. So Began and Machado playing back. Defended well. 4th and long. Can't kick a field goal from here, so the Cougars just going to end up running a play and hoping that they can get the first down. I mean, they're deep in Diamond territory, almost to the 25-yard line. So they'll run one more play, hope that they can pin Diamond back a little bit. Definitely can't punch from here, not with the wind. It'd be a drop kick through the uprights. A little Doug Flutie there, right? They're going to reverse it. I like the play call. Beckford gets tackled, though, by number 83, Bradley Carrero.
So, nice stop for Diamond. They had their problems in that first defensive drive. So, starting at the 21-yard line, 22-yard line's not bad when you consider how it started.
Yeah, not bad at all. And, we'll see how the offense does. Again, they scored on their first play from scrimmage last week. It was about a 65-yard run for Began on the first play. So, and I'll tell you, that was a long 2.5 minutes, too. I mean, we had they stopped the clock on almost every play because of penalties and flags. So, a long, long first 2.5 minutes here. Began powering forward. Pick up a few yards. That was number 7 was Branch. He was leading the way. I thought he still had the ball. Began was behind him. Branch was trying to open up that pocket there, kind of open the zipper, if you will. Ends up being about a 3-yard pickup. Actually, about 4. 2nd and 6 coming for Diman now. They're across the 25. And they line up again. 3 in the backfield. Pessoa hands it off to Began. Began finds a bit of a seam. He's tripped up at the knees. And that was number 18, I believe, on the tackle.
Are they going to give them the first down here? It's really close.
It is very close. And actually, that was Beckford who made the tackle at the knees. And the officials are calling for timeout. They want a measurement, so they're going to bring out the chains to the field. We've seen a lot of this year, too. More than in the past few years. The officials not afraid to stop things and call for the measurement, which, truthfully, I like because it gives them a chance to, make sure that they get the right call. So let's see how close this really is. It looks like it's going to be very close. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. That is probably the tip of the football. From the stripe to the end of the football. That's like maybe 3 inches. That's not even a foot. That's amazing. So 3rd and inches, literally, coming up for the Bengals.
You wonder if the turf, maybe there's just a slight turn or a hill on top. They couldn't get over to the exact spot because that looked like it was first down, but
yeah,
the chains do not lie, I guess.
The chains do not lie. You're right. And so now 3rd and inches. They'll restart the clock. They'll line up with the same formation, but they'll have Machado on the near side, the receiver, near side this time, and they power it across. It is a first down for the Bengals, and everybody stood up in a big pile there after about 5 yards. So Javier Pessoa, the quarterback for Diman, did the sneak. He took it himself, called his own number, got the first down after a 5-yard pickup. The Bengals are just shy of the 40 in that midfield territory. So they have another first down. One thing Diman does not do is they don't really go outside very often. They like to plug it up the middle when they run the ball, and that really makes for a short game, too. It could be a bit of a strategy because you're not getting out of bounds. The ball's going to continue. The clock is going to continue to roll throughout the day. Seen that a lot this year in the games that I've covered. Began with the toss. You're making a liar out of me. Outside. Began down the sidelines. He's being chased down. Cuts inside. Says bye to Alec Kafori. Touchdown, Bengals. How about that? 62 yards down the sidelines after I just said they plug up the middle. Began says, see you later.
They like doing that to you, Evan. What a great run.
That was a great run. And you know what? I have no problem being proven wrong. That was spectacular.
Now, when I was seeing the play develop, that pitch to Began, it was a good maybe 4 yards to his right.
Mm-hmm.
A very dangerous play. Got to time that perfectly, and it looked like Began maybe had to grab it from behind, but maybe that opened up. It definitely opened up a lot of space because he found the end zone. Great cut in, too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Began cuts in, as good as any high school running back, and that move that he put on Alec Kafori was just ridiculous. So, Pessoa will hold, and it should be Strollo kicking. He typically does the kicking. I can't see the number, but I believe he is the one out there kicking again. Going for the extra point into the wind. Good strong kick. Tough breeze, though. I don't know if it did get through. Just inside. It was turning. So the EP is good. And it is 7-0 Bengals. Strollo did do the kicking there. So Diman ends up working hard for that defensive stop after a bunch of penalties. They hold Connolly, and then they get down the field on another big play. That seems to be their MO this year. Big plays, big runs. Bengals up 7-zip.
And this is the type of start that you would Bishop Connolly wanted to have.
Exactly. exactly. And, they got the gift. They got the ball to start because Diman deferred. And after the first play of the game, it looked like they were going to march down the field. And then things really got slowed up a bit once they got to Diman's side of the field.
So now it's up for Diman's defense. Have another strong series of downs. Get the ball back. And if this time maybe you're up 14-0 early on, maybe you can focus playing a little bit harder on defense and actually closing this out and not making this the game that it ended up being in the second half last week.
Yeah, we alluded to that in the opening as well, that, last week's game, Diman was held scoreless by the Connolly defense in the entire second half, and that was the first time all year that that's happened to the Bengals. So they'd like to be able to close it out and keep pouring it on. They do have the lead, and that looks like Reese on the far side. He picked it up. He's down at the 45, so good field position for Connolly again. Diman's only loss on the season came in week 1, and they were blown out on the road at Mystic Valley. Mystic Valley is one of the top teams in the state. Since then, they started the Mayflower League, or they beat Case, in their home opener in week 2. And that was a non-league game. It was a big comeback win for them. Case is no pushover either. And they certainly turned my head because I after they lost to Mystic Valley, I wasn't expecting too much against Case. I figured once they got in the Mayflower League and started playing their conference games that they'd be a little more competitive. But I know Case is a powerhouse too. And they really they showed me a lot in week 2, and it just, they just continued to cruise throughout the season. So Diman hasn't lost since week 1. They did have a bye week, which is also rare for high school. They've only played 6 games. It's a 5-1 record. But they've won 5 in a row. So this Bengals team has been very impressive this year. It's a 1-yard carry for the Cougars. 2nd and 9 coming from their own 46. McClure in motion, gets the toss, going to try to cut up the middle, and he's wrapped up by Shaquem Branch.
Nowhere to run on that one. Good play by the Diman defense.
I actually thought McClure, when he took off from this near side, I expected him to cut around to the outside because it looked like there was some room. And then he slowed up and tried to go through the pocket, and everybody was bunched up there, didn't really find a seam. So another 1-yard carry. It'll be 3rd and 8. I'm going to do the same play again. McClure is going to try to get outside this time, and he is still on his feet. Tackled across the 50. He will be short of the first down by 3 yards. So an interesting decision coming up here for Coach Scaduto because I guess you could punt, but you got to be careful with the wind that it doesn't travel too far. Otherwise, it'll be a touchback. And it looks like the offense is going to stay out there because Kafori's getting the call, getting the play. I really love Friday Night Lights, but I'm not going to lie. This time of the year, it is nice to be out in the sun because if it was 7 o'clock at night, it would be awfully cold right now with the wind. Yeah, seriously. They're going for it on 4th down. McClure gets the toss again. Same play yet again. Still on his feet. Wrapped up shy of the first down. He might have gotten a yard, but he is short. Diman will get the ball on downs. That's a tough break for Connolly. I'm kind of surprised they didn't kick it. But, again, maybe the wind, playing a factor in both coaches' game plan here because it is definitely coming in from the south. It's coming right over the baseball fields off to the right and right across the field in the parking lot. So that might have played into Coach Scaduto's, thinking as well. Look at that. Less than a yard shy of that first down. That's got to hurt. That's a killer right there.
And if you're getting 1 yard on your runs on 1st and 2nd down, that 3rd and 8 does become, isn't that quite manageable? And then that leads to a long 4th down. Whoa,
That's
a little
extra there. A A little extra there, yes. But, you're right, Gary. And, truthfully, after that amazing pass, I mean, Beckford still came down with it, whether there was pass interference or not. He still made the catch on that first play of the game. After that great pass, I am shocked that on 3rd and 8, after the first 2 runs didn't work, that they didn't at least try to pass the ball.
And there was that second pass that it was open. That pass was open. And there was just some sort of just slight hesitation. I don't know if it was the field, but that pass was there, so I'm surprised that they didn't at least try something down the field again.
Getting the handoff is Began. He shoves off a defender, and he grabs a couple more yards, actually maybe about 5.
There's the moves you were talking about.
Really? He is a tough kid, let me tell you. Very impressed. Ashton Began has had a fantastic season. Timeout, Bengals. So with 1:55 to play in this first quarter, we'll take a timeout. Just a quick 20-second timeout, not a full timeout. Coach Winarski wants some extra time to talk with his other coaches. I noticed, and this is interesting, Coach Winarski does not wear a headset.
I was just going to bring that up because I noticed over the first 2 drives, Coach Winarski is spending the time on with the defense.
Yes.
Coaching them up, playing a mentor role. And you wonder if really that's what his position as the head coach is right now in his
That's
career.
his specialty, is defense, actually, because that's what he had been doing before taking over the head coaching position over here at Diamond. So since leaving Durfee, he was working the defense here. And, unlike Coach, like, say, Taylor Brown over at Durfee, he always has the headset on. Coach Winarski does not wear it. Began leaps over a defender. That was Beckford that he leaped over. Across the 40, good for another first down. And I wonder, though, for Winarski, it allows him to hear what's going on the field, too. His ears are not covered like, ours are with our broadcast headsets. And I wonder if that's part of it, too. He likes to hear what's going on.
Could be the case. Perhaps also there's a lot of talking, a lot of chatter going on during a play. We're up here with the coaches, and there's a lot of chatter.
There is. Exactly.
So being able to hear while you're seeing what's actually going on in the field, yeah, maybe you're right.
You're right. I mean, it is an active environment on these press boxes. The coaches with the headsets that are up here relaying stuff down to the field. I mean, there is just constant conversation and relaying of what they're seeing. I mean, that's the point. That's why they're up here. So, it is definitely a full-on working press box wherever we've gone with these coaches, the assistant coaches that are up on the roofs here. So perhaps he prefers to hear what's happening on the field and allow his assistant coaches to let him know what's going on.
Now on that run there, Began, this is the second time he did it. He left his feet.
I know.
With all of the talent he's got with his feet, you don't want to jump. You don't want to leave your feet and meet a wall.
Well, that's the thing. You could chance getting hurt. And if you get laid out, the ball's loose. I was just going to say, you get laid out like that in the air and the ball could come loose. It did just come loose, and I think Connolly might have gotten it. Nope, no possession change. Wow, I thought I saw a Cougar land on that ball. But the Bengals fell on it. Began was right there. I guess he fell on it. And he's short of the first down. Needs about 3 yards. 10 seconds left in the quarter, and I think Diamond's going to let it run out. And indeed they will. They're going to switch sides. That's the end of one, folks. The Bengals, after 10 minutes of play, lead it 7-0, and they are driving again, hoping to pad their lead and double up, make it 14 in the second quarter. We'll see what they do. Stick around on Fred TV. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school, see the future of America on display, attend high school competitions in your community. And that brings us to the second quarter. Evan Massoud and Gary Leet with you here on Fred TV Channel 9 for the MIAA State Tournament. It is round one of the South D4 bracket. Connolly visiting Diman, a Fall River showdown here for the second week in a row, but this one a sudden death playoff game. And I said after 10 minutes of play when we signed off there for a moment between quarters, I said 10 minutes, but in the playoffs it's 11-minute quarters, so we get an extra minute of action as well. And the Bengals lead at 7-0, driving again. And it looks like they got the first down just barely, so they'll move the chains again.
You're not paying for that extra minute, Evan.
No, they're giving it to us.
For free. And on a nice Saturday afternoon like today, I'll take the gift of an extra minute of
This
football.
is true. It is low to mid-50s. We have some... what's the term that they use? Maybe deflected sunlight, if you will, or filtered sunlight. These real thin clouds. No blue skies, but just thin clouds. The sun is still there. Timeout on the field again.
Those are the types of clouds that Bob Ross would use a fan brush to paint.
Oh,
So
man.
fan brush clouds.
Yeah. Just some indications of a few little clouds, right? Yeah.
Indication.
And he would love these light towers because he always put a big tree. All right, he always loved his big trees, but the light towers are acting like the big tree. You know,
I was always guessing. Where's he going to put the big tree? That's what I want to know.
I can't believe that you're bringing this up because I was just saying, I was talking to my family because I don't know if anybody at home knows, but all of Bob Ross's Joy of Painting shows have been released. They were put on Netflix over the summer, and now they have an official YouTube channel, and they upload one of his shows every day. So it's kind of like a painting a day keeps the doctor away, you know. You know what I'm saying? And I was standing on this roof last week with the sun. The sun was popping up across the Watuppa because you can see the Watuppa over the tree canopy here over the highway, and then there's more trees further, and I'm seeing that the distance perspective. And I'm thinking now like Bob Ross because I am a fan. And I'm thinking, he's right. You put those little trees in the distance, it's indications. I can't see any leaves out in the distance. But they're just there. Our student Keelan here saying, pretty little trees. That's exactly right. Oh, it's too funny. He made some great stuff. He did some great work. And it's actually, I'm not somebody who can draw, but seeing some of the stuff he does and some of the techniques, I feel sometimes like I really could do it. Who knows? Maybe there's life after broadcasting, First down for the Bengals. DJ Machado with the catch and run.
There's a long time between now and your Vince Scully years. Trust me.
Don't compare me to Vince Scully. Don't compare me to Vince Scully. He's a legend.
There's a long time between now and when you have your Vince in the twilight of your career. So don't start thinking about painting just yet.
Yeah, we'll see. Painting's a hobby. Painting would be a hobby. They actually sell, he's got a website. They still have a Bob Ross website, and you can buy all of his stuff, because they basically developed a brand, around this TV show as well. So all the paints, the palette, the big canvas, the whole set, everything. You can buy all that stuff if you really want to paint and, do his method, which was the wet on wet, Bob Ross method there. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
Evan?
Yes?
The producer in me is seeing an Evan painting show on TV.
Oh, gosh. That's funny. I'm not as quiet as Bob Ross, though. Bob Ross gets out. Oh, we're going to do a nice little happy painting here today. I'm going to run all the colors on the bottom of your screen so you can paint along with us. Began looking for touchdown number 2, and it's going to be very close. Again, we digress, folks. Gary and I like to have fun, and we don't get to do games together very often. Last time Gary and I did a game was opening night football with Durfee over at Somerset, so usually I'm alone. It's nice to have someone to talk to.
It's been quite a while. It's been quite a while.
It might not be the first to say these first 2 months of the school year have gone by in a blur, because I cannot believe that it's already the end of October. It's unbelievable. We'll be singing Christmas carols before you know it.
You'll be singing Christmas carols.
I already am, actually. And you know why.
So first and goal here. Up the middle, a pitch. What do
I
you
think they're right on the door line of the end zone. Pessoa with the QB sneak. Touchdown Bengals. And it is now a 2-score game. Pessoa kept it himself, the 1-yard carry. Starting the second quarter with points.
A really nice drive. Ending the first quarter to starting the second quarter.
Yeah, and they took 3 minutes off the clock here in the second quarter, not to mention finishing off that first quarter. That was a good 5 or 6 minute drive right there. They really can sustain a drive. And that is something that, I mentioned the last time we were here for a full broadcast. I believe it was the game against Southeastern. And when I did the Case game, though, that first home opener, the first home game, Diman started the third quarter with the ball, and they took 7 minutes off the clock. They're going to go for 2 here. This is an interesting play call. I'm not sure why they did this. Loose ball. They hand it over to Strollo. Strollo has it. Can you believe this? Unbelievable. That just shouldn't happen. That's unreal. That was just – and now the Connolly players are saying Austin Rose is livid, saying that he was down, and, that's a questionable call too. Not Pessoa, but did Strollo go down? Because he did kind of lean down on one knee at one point. Wow. 15-0 Bengals on, I don't even know can you call that a 2-point conversion? That was really something right there.
Well, I guess you could, because it was technically a try for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, but it wasn't pretty. I mean, I guess the points are points, but I'm very surprised they didn't kick it. They had the wind with them this time. Would have made it easier probably. But an interesting call, and somehow, some way, it paid off for the Bengals. They lead it 15-0. That was pretty wild right there.
That was before the game. I was speaking to you, and we've been doing these games for quite a few years now, and Dylan Strollo has always been one of my favorite players on the Diamond team.
Yep.
He's always doing something different. I remember when he was the featured back.
Yeah.
And, you'd seen him run up and down the field. And now he's doing different things. So a great career, high school career for him. Wish him the best of luck as he moves forward.
That's right.
This year? I think he is.
I believe so. We don't have one thing that we don't have on the programs here are the years of graduation. So, good hard tackle there made by Jason Kopp. Actually, I stand corrected. It looked like a 9. My eyes deceived me, even with the shades on. Bradley Carrero making the tackle there. The Maui gym's letting me down. I got to clean them, I guess. So a nice tackle there.
Kafori there on that play, rocked. And he was beaten on that touchdown run. Mm-hmm. He gets this hit. Not a good start. Not a good start to the afternoon for Alec there.
And Alec's a big kid too.
He is.
Look at that stop right there. Behind the line of scrimmage, J.C. King with another nifty tackle. We've said his name a couple times today.
He's playing very big today.
Certainly is. And he is one that is not the biggest player on the field. You see some of the linebackers bigger than him, but he's wrapped him up right there. Nice job. Clock continues to roll. Kafori out with the play. I'll be honest with you, for a playoff game, Not too many people here today. I'm kind of surprised, and maybe it's just because it is a Saturday and there's so many things that are always going on Saturdays that, it's not like Friday night where everybody just knows, come for football. And that was intended for number 88.
Well, also, when do they announce the brackets for the playoffs? Was it this week?
So, basically the brackets were announced last Sunday, so right after the weekend's games for Week 7, because part of the new playoff format, which came out when they realigned everything and created Division 5 and 6 2 years ago, is that now you play 7 regular season games that have the playoff seedings, and your record it's a seeding record. That's what I'm trying to say. And then weeks 8, 9, and 10 are playoff games if you make it. Then you have Thanksgiving, and then the week after Thanksgiving would be the Super Bowls over at Gillette Stadium. So what they tried to do basically is they tried to eliminate having football being played like into December, too far into December towards Christmas. So they kind of shortened the season, really. For Durfee didn't make the playoffs this year, so for an example, with them, all the teams that don't make it they get seeded as well in a non-playoff bracket, and then they're given opponents for those final 3 weeks. They have a set schedule. Teams like this, where you don't know if you're going to advance or not, you got to wait and actually play through the bracket. So one thing we want to remind you folks, since Gary brought this up about the seedings and pairings and whatnot, Diamond's football team, they're playing early. The rest of the sports haven't started playoffs yet, like soccer and volleyball and field hockey. They have not started their playoff rounds yet because the brackets haven't even been announced yet. So like and follow our Facebook page, Fred TV Sports. You want to get on that page. If you have social media and you're into that stuff, like and follow the page as the Cougars will punt here after a 3-and-out. Good strong punt. Machado giving chase. Drops it at the 40. Goes out of bounds, and that's a lucky break for a Diamond. But get on Facebook, like and follow Fred TV Sports. Go on and find it. You'll see our logo. You'll see a photo of Mac Aldridge Field at Durfee, the big stadium. We post all the pairings. That is one thing we try to post daily through the tournament. As soon as we have results, we get it up there. And so that's really the best place. And we'll let you know which games we're covering as well, so that if you can't make the game, you'll know that we'll have cameras there. That's another thing we're going to try to do as well. So it should be a good playoff season. We got a lot of teams from the city in it. The Durfee boys soccer team, girls volleyball for the first time since 06-07. Can you believe that? They've had a great year. Durfee field hockey, you mentioned it. I know Diamond has the football team, and I believe one of their soccer teams, if not both, is in it. I don't have confirmation yet because the brackets aren't out, but record-wise, I believe Diamond's got one of the soccer teams is in as well, if not both. So that's why we're still waiting, too. We're still waiting for them to come out, too, Gary, right?
Yep, well, you just tell me where I'm supposed to be on a Saturday afternoon.
You make it sound like I'm like the boss of you. Come on now.
No. I mean, I could easily say, well, Evan, I've got something to do, but...
Yeah, but this is more fun.
It's true. Very true. I don't want to get into cleaning an apartment on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, that's no fun. You can do that when there's snow on the ground. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day for football, and right at midfield, the tackle is made, and that should be enough for another Bengals first down. Machado had the carry that time. They say just shy again. No measurement this time, I guess. This is a big play right here. I mean, the Bengals have done very well on these, third and short or first and goal at the line. They just got that second touchdown. But this is a big play for the Cougars because there's plenty of time in this half, and they're right at midfield. But it is a first down for Diamond, and Pessoa looked like he carried it himself again. It's the third sneak that we've seen this afternoon. Done a nice job with it.
Diamond's offense has really gotten to a nice rhythm. There's a fluidity to their game. We've been talking here, and they're just moving right down the field, mixing up the run plays outside, inside. Then you're throwing in those quarterback sneaks,
It's tough to defend. It's tough to defend. No matter what, doesn't matter how good of a defense. It's tough to defend that, and that's the key. Is when you get into a rhythm on offense and you establish something, whether it's a passing game or a running game, then it'll open up something else for you. That's a short gain there, but I mean, think about it. The running game has been good. It gives Diamond now the opportunity to pass if they need to, because everybody's lined up thinking there's a run, thinking there's another run, and so on, and then you can sneak those passes in there as well for some good chunks of yards. This ain't no gain, though, on 1st and 10, so it'll be 2nd and 10. The running play doesn't pan out that time. And it looks like the Bengals soccer team, the boys actually just got back, I believe, from a game because they're all in uniform, and I just saw a bus pull in, so now filing into the stadium. So more fans to cheer on the team. They pitch it out. Began looking to go outside. He cuts back in, still on his feet. He just never quits. Another first down at the 35. And he continues to add to his yardage for the day. He's got to be close to 100 yards. I mean, he had that 62-yard run in the first quarter. He's got to be close to 100 already.
He is giving the defense fits. They are, I just saw it on that play. Beckford missed the tackle. He was slow to get up just out of sheer disappointment.
Yeah. I know, Began, this is what it's been all year for him, and he gets the ball again. He'll power it up the middle, a couple yards on the play, maybe down to the 30, so say maybe a 4-yard carry. And he'll bring up 2nd and 6. Well, really, I mean, this has been the story for him. At least every home game that we've been to, he's been just outstanding. Really had a big year. Oh, and that's the soccer team. I don't know if you heard that over the PA. Coach Lenny Dutra, the hockey team, he does the PA here, and he just said that the Bengals soccer team, the boys team, won 2-0 over Somerset Berkeley this morning, early afternoon. So they come back victorious as well. Somerset's no pushover either. They're another good school. Athletics, they're pretty strong all around. Definitely above average, so that's a nice win for the boys. And, Somerset Berkeley, too, they were higher division, so they played up. Diamond played up in that game, so that's a big win. 3rd and 4 after a short gain on 2nd down. Just over 2 minutes to play in this first half. Diamond will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter after they deferred, but they'd like to keep this drive going. They try a reverser here, and that is Machado. Machado moves down the sidelines. He faked out Matt Cliff and Joe Greenwood to go down the sidelines for the touchdown. Unbelievable. That was a 28-yard run for Machado. So Diamond also spreading the wealth today. The quarterback with a running touchdown, Began with a touchdown, and now Machado with a 28-yard dash. And it's a 3-score game.
From my viewpoint, or my perspective, very undisciplined defensively for Bishop Connolly. Didn't keep the play in front of them. And you get beat.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Machado put on a few moves, kind of like Began. I wonder if they practiced together, just the two of them. Obviously the team practiced together, but I wonder if the two of them had worked on some stuff because looked good. All right, looks like a false start coming our way here. It is, so that's going to back things up. It's already 21 because of the 2-point conversion last time. And we'll see here if they're going to decide to kick it or if they're going to try to do something now and go for 2.
They'll go for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Strollo's going to go for it. I have to get a little more behind it. This would be a 25-yard extra point attempt. Kick on its way. Hey, that kick is good. Nice job by Strollo. 22-zip. The Bengals pouring it on in this first half. And 2:02 on the clock before halftime. The Bengals will look to hold Connolly before the buzzer. And a very good first half for the Bengals.
Strollo making the referee work out a little bit. He had to go all the way down to the track to pick up the ball and bring it back.
Yeah, I know. It took a bounce. It didn't get caught up. The soccer nets, they put him back there maybe as a bit of a netting. The soccer goals, they turn him around, but that one just rolled around.
So, Evan, are you surprised with the start? Maybe not, since you were here last week. And
well, it's a totally different game than last week because, after Diman scored on their first play from scrimmage, I said, oh, boy. I actually said to one of the coaches up here, I said, wow, it's going to be I said, you guys are going to make my job easy because I was just shooting highlights. And the coach said, well, I hope so. And then on the ensuing kickoff, the Connolly Cougars ran it back for a touchdown. And then all of a sudden, like that, 7-0, I said, oh, boy, maybe I should have held my tongue. So I expected Connolly to maybe get some points in this first half. I'm a little surprised that it's 22-0. I thought maybe 14-7, something like that. But the Cougars' offense, aside from that first play of the game, really has been very, very quiet. And, that's the thing with, seeing a team 2 weeks in a row. Both teams make adjustments after seeing a team the first time. So everything's fresh in your mind as a player and a coach. It's really up to whatever team can make the most adjustments to, to try to spawn the weaknesses, if you will, from another team or, pull out the weaknesses from the other team. And right now, doing a nice job. Diamond's doing a nice job of that.
Spawn the weaknesses. I like that, Evan.
I try. I gotta, work hard if I'm gonna get to my Vin Scully days. Oh man. Nate Burns from Diman here. He films the games. He's one of the teachers here at Diman. He films all the games, and he has some students that work with him as well. They do an online webcast through the High School Sportsnet, something that the MIAA rolled out a few years ago. Well, Nate did a game with me last year. We mic'd him up, and he did color with me in one of the games. I think it was the home opener. And he just sent me a text. He said the running play by Machado was, well, that's a tough call. I don't know that was necessarily a late hit. It was a tackle. It was very surprised to see the flags come out. There were no whistles. It wasn't a late hit. Unless he wrapped around his neck. We'll see what the officials say. That's a tough one there.
Too bad we can't hear him. He did give the personal foul.
Yeah, and that is one of those things that this is a momentum shifter right here because Connolly just got the first down, and now 15-yard penalty moves the Cougars onto Diman side of the field. They have 68 seconds in this first half, and momentum can shift in a hurry if they score here and make it a 2-score game. Right before the half, that changes things very quickly. But I said that the officials should definitely, somebody, even if you can't wire them and have, them wearing wireless mics like you see in the NFL, whoever makes the call, look at that, all alone. McClure out of bounds. Thought he was going to get through there, but Machado pushed him out of bounds. I really thought that the officials, whoever's making the calls, the official should have a walkie-talkie at least that he can radio into the booth so that at least the press box, those who are working like us, we know what's going on. We know exactly what's happening because there have been plenty of times this season, in whatever school we've been to, the officials will be huddling up and then they're talking for a good 2 minutes trying to figure out a play, and we don't know what's going on. So I think that would be probably the best short-term solution, just so that we know what's going on, from a media standpoint. Give the official a walkie-talkie so that he can explain to the booth, what the call was. I mean, the signals are pretty easy to read. That's a loose ball. Looks like Diman may have it. At least one of the Bengals say so. It looked like Connolly, though, fell on it. Diman has it. How did they come up with that? Wow.
Ball.
That's amazing. I saw 2 Cougars falling on that ball. How did a Diman Bengal come away with it?
I saw the ball pop out twice.
Yeah.
2 different times coming out of the Cougars' grasps.
Wow.
So this is huge. Now,
It is absolutely huge. And honestly, you don't want to stop the offense, but I'm almost of the mindset that, run may be a play. If you don't get anything, take a knee. Don't chance anything bad happening. 52 seconds. Go into the half. You're getting the ball. You're up by 22 points. I mean, granted, again, you want to keep it going. Wow, Pessoa looking to pass, and he's going to be dragged down. See, this is what I'm saying. He was wrapped around almost a horse collar. He was wrapped up. You don't want a chance losing the ball. I'm very surprised to see the passing play there. You want the clock to roll. It's a loss of about 7 or 8 yards. 7 or 8 yards right there. But again, the clock will roll. 20 seconds. Coach Scaduto not calling timeout. He's going to let it go down. So Diman will take their time. They'll just run one more play, if they even have to. Pessoa's on the sidelines. And now Diman calls a timeout. So they ran it down as far as they could. Full team timeout and 11 seconds to run one more play. And my guess is it might be a knee.
Might be.
Might be. But, I started saying before the personal foul there in that pass play that Nate Burns actually just sent me a message because he's up on the roof. He sent me a text. And he's reminding me of a play from earlier this season where Machado, did that same kind of breakaway where they call it shake and bake. Where Jukes left, Jukes right, and he got around multiple defenders. And that's a good memory because I forgot about that, Nate. And now that he brings it up to me, that was a great memory there.
You remember a lot of stuff.
I do, but
That one slipped your mind.
that one slipped my mind. Exactly, that one slipped my mind. I'll remember some of the big plays, but I used to remember more when I did more highlights and reporting versus the full games. Because when you're talking for 2 hours doing a full game, and then you're not going back necessarily to cut those highlights and then rewrite it again after you saw it in person, it doesn't stay with you as much. There's so much time. I don't understand the pass play there, do you? Very surprised by that.
No, lucky that it was a forward pass.
Yeah, there was nobody there, and now you got to run another play.
Seconds.
Very surprising.
Maybe this will be a knee.
I don't know. I mean, again, I guess, the mindset is you play every minute. Don't just give up those 10 seconds, right? Those 11 seconds. You continue playing. Don't take a knee. Keep the offense rolling, but
You are getting the ball back.
well, exactly. If you weren't getting the ball, I could see, and if you weren't up 22-0, I could see that too. But hey, I'm just the broadcaster telling you what I'm seeing here. There's the knee. All right. And do we have a timeout? No. 2-1. That'll do the first half. An impressive first half all around for the Diman Bengals. They got off to a rocky start on defense. A lot of penalties on that first drive. But ultimately, they held Connolly. Connolly's offense could not get the score to start the game, and Diman seemed to just put it in high gear since then. A touchdown in that first quarter, 62-yard run from Ashton Began, the extra point good. In the second quarter, they continued the drive that ended the first quarter. A 1-yard quarterback sneak from Pessoa and a 2-point conversion, 15-0. And then here, just moments ago, a 28-yard shake and bake dash by DJ Machado. Make it 22-0 with the extra point. Bengals in command. Now they got to shut it down.
Shut it down. Finish the job. Like we were saying in the pregame. Can Diman do it this week? No, They got the win last week. Everything ended up all right. But we've seen it happen before. So it should make for an interesting second half. See what adjustments Bishop Connolly can make.
Well, both teams will go and huddle up for halftime. It's a 20-minute halftime, so stick around. We have the third quarter coming up next on Fred TV. Third quarter about to begin here at Diman Regional with the Bengals up 22-0 over the Bishop Connolly Cougars in round one of the South D4 playoffs here on Fred TV. Evan Massoud and Gary Leet with you. And Gary, it was an exciting first half. For a little bit at the start, it looked like Connolly was going to maybe pull out in front early and, make the Bengals play from behind, but then things kind of went downhill from there for the Cougars, and Diman really took advantage and had a strong first half.
Yeah, offensively, it was a strong start. They were moving the ball, but then after Diman scored their first touchdown, it kind of just stopped. There was no offense coming from Bishop Connolly. So, see if they can stop them, Diman here quickly and try and get something going.
Matt Cliff will kick for the Cougars into the wind. A line drive kick picked up at the 20-yard line by Pessoa. There's a flag, or is that Machado actually? That's Machado, I believe, on his feet. And he's tackled down to the 50, but there was a flag thrown at the 25-yard line, and this one could be coming back. More than 200,000 students will participate in approximately 100,000 high school sport competitions among the MIAA's 360-member schools this year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them. Only one more of those to go. And hold on the receiving team will bring that run back, so Diman is not going to have good field position here on the opening drive of the second half. Actually, the worst field position for either side so far. Down to the 15-yard line. Bengals will have a long field. And maybe this is something that Connolly can use as a momentum builder for them, because what was going to be basically a run back to the 50, Diman's all the way back to their own 15. That does not make things easy for an offense. Even though the offense has been good, it doesn't make it easy.
Well, with the way the offense is played by Diman, if they are able to stay on the field, a lot of time can be eaten up.
They can. Or if they pitch it to Began, Began getting dragged down. That was a nice tackle there, because I thought he was going to get by. Matt Cliff on the tackle for the Cougars. It is a first down, and it gets Diman out of the hole, but I'll tell you, for a minute, I thought Began was going to pull one of his moves and head right down the sidelines again. And he opened the scoring with a 62-yard dash down the sidelines in that first quarter. So we know Began has good legs. He's had a great game so far. So an 11-yard pickup. Diman with a first down. And they are out of their own red zone, if you will. Out of the 20-yard zone there, and now at just across the 25. Began with it again. Began trying to power his way through the middle. He's wrapped up across the 30, and number 88 making the tackle. I have to apologize, number 88. Okay, Bobby Alves is wearing number 88 now. We didn't have that on our roster before. We said 51, but we just heard PA announcer Lenny Dutra saying that Bobby Alves is 88, so that's a number change there. So we saw number 88 a few times in the first half. On 2nd and 5, Bengals will move the chains again. We had a lot going on at the end of that, at the end of the first half there, and I started talking about the game for Diman against Case, their home opener, which was really, I think, what set the tone for the Bengals. And it was really a comeback win for them. The defense made some great plays, and it was two-point conversions that killed Case. They went for two-point conversions on a number of times, and the Bengals stopped them then. And that ended up really being the difference in the game. It was a 2-point game. But what Diamond did do in that game was they came out to start the third quarter. They got the ball, just like today. And they put up a 7-minute drive with a touchdown. Flag down, a sack by the defense. We'll see what the flag is going to be. But seriously, you take 7 minutes off of a 10-minute quarter, that shortens the game completely. You took 20% of the game away. And I'm sure that's something Diamond would like to do right now. Of course, they have a bigger cushion right now. That was a false start on the offense. It's going to be declined because Diamond lost 8 yards on the sack. So instead of a 5-yard penalty, 8-yard loss on the sack, and it'll be second down. So a double hit right there for the Bengals. 2nd and 17, 2nd and 18, actually. They backed up all the way to the 30. Got to get to the 48 for a first down.
We haven't seen anything positive coming from the Diamond passing game.
Oh, but look at the running game. Began slips through, and he is tackled across the 50. It's amazing the hole that he just had there. I mean, he could have walked through it. That was unbelievable. It was like the parting of the Red Sea. The linebackers just moved left, moved right, and said, here you go. Go through. That was a great pickup there. That was a 30-yard pickup for Began, and that would definitely put him over 100 yards if he wasn't there already. Probably getting closer to 150, to be honest with you. He has had a heck of a game. Officially a 29-yard pickup there. First down, Bengals in Cougars territory. Pessoa under center. And they'll hand it off again. Why not? Why fix what ain't broke? Another first down, it looks like, for Diamond. It's going to be very close, maybe a yard short. I'm seeing the officials. One looks like he's signaling a first down. The other is not there yet. Now it's going to be just shy. Maybe a half a yard. The running game is scary. Now, I believe we're talking at halftime. If Diamond wins this game, they should host another game because they're in top 2 teams. They're number 2. And I think Mashpee is who would be coming here. We got to see. We don't have results yet from that game.
Evan, I didn't even bring it up to you. I was going to surprise you. But my dad was able to come out to the game.
Oh, okay.
And he actually said, I'm sitting next to 2 Mashpee coaches.
Oh, all right.
So, Evan, there you have it. Yes, it will be Mashpee.
It is indeed Mashpee. Okay. So Mashpee is the reigning Super Bowl champs for Division 6. Again, no more Division 6. The MIAA has realigned the teams again, and now the lowest division would be 4 again. So 5 and 6 are no longer. We're back to South Division 4. But Mashpee beat Connolly in the playoff game last year under the lights, the night game that Connolly brought the lights in for. And Mashpee went on to win the Super Bowl for Division 6 last year. So they are no pushover. Even though Diamond has a better record than them, Mashpee has a tougher schedule. And so that should be an interesting game.
Are they going to give them the first down? Yes, they do.
Another first down for Diamond as they move the chains on this drive, a drive that is pushing 5 minutes. I'm going to go on the MIAA here and pull up the brackets so we can take a look at them. The beauty of an iPad with 4G, you got internet anywhere. It really is a great resource, let me tell you. One of the best things I ever bought. So Mashpee was the number 3 seed.
Looks like this is going to be offensive pass interference.
I think so. That's a tough one right there. But Mashpee is the number 3 seed. They're at the bottom of the bracket with Diamond, and they beat Bristol Plymouth 46-6. Mashpee is 6-1. So look at that. So 6-1. Diamond is the number 2 seed because They are 5-1, and it has to do with, again, the games that they've played, the teams that they've played, and I think that win against Case helped out Diman because they played up, and so they got more points. So that's why Diman is ahead.
Offensive pass interference on the offense.
Well, I hope it's on the offense. Offensive pass interference would definitely be on the offense. Just confirming what Coach Dutra is saying on the PA system. Glad he didn't say it was on the defense.
Critical.
You know, yeah, we just got to, it's a clarification thing, This is what we do. We got to clarify.
Oh, so it's not being critical. It's just clarifying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's the source. He said it, so we're just, repeating what he said and clarifying. All right. I'm pulling up the football brackets from a year ago, too. We can take a look at how that all panned out, just to refresh our memories. The MIAA has done a nice job of they keep previous years, which is nice. So, yes, Mashpee beat Connolly last year. Connolly was the 3 seed. They got a home game for the playoffs at 7-0 regular season. Mashpee came and visited, and they won 20-7. Then they beat Blue Hills and Millis Hopedale to win the South D6 bracket, and then they went on to State Division 6. They beat Essex Tech and St. Bernard's to win the title. So it was a long bracket, and Mashpee came out on top. So my point is if Diman holds on in this game, they're going to have their work cut out for them next week, that's for sure. It is not going to be an easy task taking on a Mashpee team that is your reigning Super Bowl champs. They got it's going to be a tough task, be a tall order.
But it's playoffs, Evan. Anything can happen.
That's true. Anything can happen. And with the clock going past the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter, Diman's drive is now over 5 minutes long, really shortening this game halfway through the third quarter now. And the Bengals are still driving, but they got a long way to go. That penalty really pushed them back. 2nd and 20 from inside the 40. Defense is scrambling. They'll snap the ball while they're still moving. Began trying to cut outside. Began is tackled after a 4-yard pickup. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and long. And, truthfully, if you run it, you can get a little more yards out of it if you don't make that 4th down, or if you don't get the conversion on 3rd down. But I'd almost like to see Diman throw the ball here. Haven't really done that.
Well, it hasn't worked out at all for them. It's kind of been ugly.
Yeah, it's true. It has been tough.
I say run it twice. You wouldn't normally punt it from here.
Well, that's true now that they are pushing towards that 30-yard line. It really starts to become 4-down territory, especially with the big lead. You can pour it on. Began runs into a pile, though. Short gain, only maybe 2 yards. So this would bring up a 4th and 14. But again, more importantly for Diman, I guess, when you want to shorten the game and just close things out, it's a 6.5-minute drive, and by the time this next play starts, it will be a 7-minute drive.
A lot of people would say a 7-minute drive, no points, but you're up 22-0.
Yeah, you just took away 2/3 of the third quarter. Really, I mean, when you think about it. So here we go, the 4-minute marker. So from 11 to 4 minutes now, 7 minutes have expired on this one drive. A 4th and 14. It's not going to be easy. Pessoa's looking to pass. There is a flag. We keep going. Almost picked off by Bobby Owls, but there is a flag. I'm not sure what the flag. Maybe an offsides.
False start on the offense.
Well, play wasn't halted, so I'm going to say it was. Oh, it was a false start. I'm surprised that they didn't stop the play. Normally they will stop play, and it's a dead play. They'll redo the down, maybe because of 4th down.
Now I wonder what would have happened if Alves was able to get that interception.
Well, the penalty would have been declined anyway. Is my guess. They would decline the penalty, and then the Cougars would just take over from where he was tackled. But it goes down in the books, even though no points. A 7-minute and 8-second drive for Diman. And the Cougars take over at the 33, which is, not the worst case scenario for Diman. Beckford taken out of bounds for a loss of yards. The first hit made by Began. And I believe that was a loss of a yard. It should be. It looked like it from here. They're saying no gain, so 2nd and 10.
He almost took out the gentleman holding the yard marker.
Oh, so maybe that's why I thought it was a loss of yards. The gentleman moved. He got out of the way. Said, look out. I'm not going to be the wall that stops you. I'll move over. And now a timeout being called. Coach Scaduto coming out on the field. So, yes, it is a Connolly timeout. Looks like it's just going to be a 20-second timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, come out and support the Diamond Cat, the Portuguese kids performing live in the Diamond Auditorium. Tonight, the doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are
So Kafori gets the message from his coach. And now he'll deliver it to the rest of the team. 3:45 to play in the third quarter. 22-0 Bengals. Cougars looking to get on the board, break up the shutout attempt. 2nd and 10. Here's the snap. They will hand it off to McClure. Coming to the near side. On his feet, tackled shy of the 40-yard line. There to make the play. That was number 77, Ruben Andrade. So that was a good wraparound there. 3rd down and 6.
The Diamond defense has been really good on those runs to the outside. Just moving the running back further and further out to the point where they have nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that's, there have been minimal penalties on the defense since that opening drive, that opening sequence there for them. And that's something that they've really, the offense came out on the field. The keeper by Kafori, and I think he may have gotten there. It's going to be awfully close. That should be a 1st down, I think. Well, nothing's been confirmed yet. They might ask for a measurement here. But yeah, I think when Diamond came out and the offense came out for the first time after the defense stopped the Cougars, they had a long time to sit there and rest and probably get some, words of wisdom from the coaching staff from what was not working. And I really think it was just that maybe they were just a little too over anxious. They were too ready to play because there were a lot of offsides. So you're right. You mentioned maybe they were trying to read that snap count from a week ago and just jumping too soon. I think that's probably more of what it is because we really haven't seen much of that since the beginning of the game. I'll tell you, I thought he had a 1st down, but they're asking for a measurement. We'll see. It's going to be very, very, very close. It is a 1st down by inches. Looked like it with the naked eye, but we credit the officials. They want to make sure they get it right, so take that extra moment to be double sure. And it'll be now a 1st and 10 for the Bengals. I'm sorry, for the Cougars from their own 43. So almost at midfield. They get to move the chains. Kafori kept it himself on the run and got that 1st down just by a nose. They line back up. Beckford in motion. Kafori will keep it again. He's going to run into some trouble. Knocked out of bounds after a gain of a yard, maybe 2. Saying he went out at the 35, so a 2-yard pickup there.
45. Sorry about
Oh, yeah, the 45. I'm sorry.
Just clarifying.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. 45-yard line after the 2-yard pickup. I thought Beckford was going to get that handoff because they sent him in motion. I was kind of surprised that Kafori kept it again. If anything, I would have expected, with Beckford coming our way, I would have thought Kafori would have reversed and gone the opposite direction. Everybody's falling to the near side. I would have gone to the far side. Quick pass to Beckford in the flat there. Now he's going to reverse. Began slows him down, and he's taken down for a loss of yards. We'll see if they give him forward progress, though. I think they should. Unless because he chose to go backwards, they're going to mark him back. That's why he chose to go backwards. So no forward progress, and that play was not good for the Cougars. They lose 5 yards, and it'll be third. Actually, they lose 7 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 15 now.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Cougars.
Began laid that initial hit, the initial contact there to slow up Beckford, and then his teammates did the rest. Beckford does not get the handoff. Kafori looking to pass, has some wide open room on the sidelines, going to pass on the run. Deflected, knocked down by DJ Machado, and it'll bring up 4th down, and the Cougars may have to punt. There is a flag near the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
actually 2 flags, one on the far side as well, one in the pocket.
There was one in the secondary, which I think is on Diman. I didn't see a second one.
The second one's down.
It's on the far side.
Yeah, on the far side near the 47, 46. Well, let's see what happens. A holding penalty depending on where it happened. All right, one is on the Cougars. One is on Diman. They offset. And it's 4th down. So there was an ineligible receiver for the Cougars. And then the hold on Diman. So both of those offset each other. And that was going to bring up, they're going to replay the down. So the Cougars do get one more shot at it. And actually, that was close to a 1st down. Let me tell you, Machado did a great job at swatting that ball down because the receiver was there for Connolly. Kafori did a really nice job rolling out and getting the pass off on the run, but now they got to do it again. They get the reprieve after the offsetting penalties. 3rd and 15 again. Looking to pass. A little floater. It is caught. A pickup of 3 yards, but it will be short. Matt Cliff coming down with it. That ball might have been tipped as well because it was just wobbling up there like a duck.
It was exactly what how you described, a floater.
Mm-hmm.
And it just led the receiver out of bounds. So,
a lame duck thrown by Alec Kafori. And now on 4th and 12, they're at their own 41. And you know what? Ned Scaduto's going for it. Wow. I mean, I guess a sense of urgency. 90 seconds or so to play in the 3rd quarter. Running out of time. And Beckford's going down. Shaquem Branch gets the takedown, a loss of yards, and the Bengals will have fabulous field position. I know why Coach Scaduto went for it. I know why he went for it because, you know, you're getting late in the game already. Diman took so much time off the clock with their first drive of this quarter, even though they didn't get points, and you're down by 22. I guess you got to be aggressive, and unfortunately, it didn't pan out for the Cougars.
On a 4th and 12, they're running a pitch play.
Yep.
I mean, you'd be better off trying to pass, perhaps, but you're giving your offensive player the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that means you lose more yards if you don't make and that's exactly what happened. If they don't convert, you lose more yards. Began trying to stay on his feet, and he ends up slipping and getting pulled down for a loss of a yard. Maybe 2. Actually, a loss of 2. But yeah, I mean, I think you got to go for the deep pass, and they were going with some pass attempts earlier in that set of downs. I'm surprised they didn't try for it again. As the wind picks up a little bit more, we've had the sun stronger at some points now. Really not much sun at the moment, kind of behind those clouds again. And when the sun goes away, the wind picks up. But really a pretty pleasant day. I mean, this is Halloween weekend, and we've certainly seen colder on Halloween, Gary. This is not bad. Of course, today the 29th. It's not Halloween yet, but still the end of October. Bengals take the timeout on 2nd and 12, so we'll have to wait for it. So this week, we mentioned in the first half, the playoff seedings will be coming out for the rest of the sports. We want you to like and follow our Fred TV Sports Facebook page. It's the best place for you to go for all of our Fall River schools in the tournament. We'll have updates throughout the week. We'll let you know when and where teams are playing, when and where we'll be going, to which games we'll be covering. We're hoping to cover as many as we can because the playoffs are sudden death games, so you just never know. We're going to try to cover as many as we can on Fred TV. And we do know that if Diman holds on here, they will be home again next week. We're hearing rumors of Friday night, but again, I don't have confirmation on that. So all that will be made known during this week. So like and follow that page. Durfee, not in the playoffs in terms of football, but they will have homecoming night on Friday at 7. So homecoming and senior night for the Hilltoppers football team. So if you're a Durfee fan watching this game, mark that home game down. It's the final home game of the regular season. You'll play Bishop Feehan. And they'll head out on the road for the final week before New Bedford. Of course, we will be in New Bedford on Thanksgiving. Good pickup there. Just short of the first down. They get maybe 10 or 11 yards back. So again, lots happening over the next couple of weeks with the playoff games. It's usually a mad scramble. If you have a number of playoff teams, it's usually a big scrambling for trying to get coverage, because a lot of times you even have games that overlap, Gary. You know, we'll see 2 games one day, another game the next day. So it gets very, very busy around playoff time when we have a number of teams. But you know what? Rather have a lot of teams than not have any. So we're happy to say that it's been a very successful fall for a lot of these teams in the city.
And unfortunately for us, we only have one of you, Evan. Unfortunately for us. We could definitely use a second one.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, it's fun. These games are a lot of fun, and you know, like I said, we're just thrilled that, you know, really, since I came on board, this is now my 5th fall, and since I came on board, we have really seen a lot of teams make the playoffs and have a lot of success. So I guess I came at a good time, because I've gotten to see a lot. I mean, we've seen a number of 1,000-point scorers in basketball. We saw Eli Brooks last year with Durfee, 2,000-yard running season or rushing season for the football team. We saw the Cougars win a state title up at the TD Garden, which is just, I never thought that, you know, I'd come in and start and then see a championship within a year. I mean, we only have 3 schools, you know, 3 high schools in the city. It's not like, you know, working for, say, a Channel 12, for example, where you have the whole state of Rhode Island. We only have in the city. So if it doesn't happen in Fall River, we say it doesn't necessarily happen. And we've seen a lot of good stuff over the last couple years. And it's you know, it's a privilege to be here to get to do these games. We're switching sides because the 4th quarter is about to begin. That 3rd quarter happened really in a blur. 3rd and 3. Began trying to get there. He's still on his feet. Does he fall forward enough? I'm not sure he did. I think the Cougars defense made the stop a yard short. High school sports provide an extension of the classroom where students learn to pursue excellence, the value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values and for our young people by attending high school competitions in your community. 4th and 1 as the 4th quarter is underway. Evan Massoud and Gary Leet with you on Fred TV for the MIAA State Tournament, round 1 of the South D4 bracket. And the Bengals get the first down on 4th and 1. We've seen them convert on short gains needed here in this game, and they do it again.
This is the type of half that Diman, I'm sure, wanted. And they have eaten the clock up. 7-minute drive and start the 3rd quarter. They got the ball just under 2 minutes for this drive. And you got another 22 yards of probably running plays, so.
Yeah, I'd say so, and they're up 22-0. They have not scored in this second half, which is something I know Coach Winarski wanted to see happen after getting shut out last week in the second half by the Cougars. And a short gain there, but they did. You're right. They took the ball over. They took the ball over to end that third quarter. Now 2 minutes gone or so, or a minute and a half gone in this fourth quarter. They've probably been driving for a good 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes. And now we're going to see a 2nd and 10 when play resumes, but this is the time. You're right. You're up by that big score. It's not like it's a one-score game. This is the time you take every second of that play clock before you snap the ball. You make the other team call a timeout or pull you out of bounds to stop that clock. They hand it off. That looks like number 47. What is the whistle for? My goodness. That is a bad call. Play was still going on. J.C. King had another 10 yards in him, and the whistle was blown as he's still pushing through. I don't understand that. Someone got trigger happy there.
Maybe the referee had the whistle in his mouth and he sneezed. I don't know. I don't know, Ed.
Wow. I am shocked. That is really poor right there. There was never a stop. Forward progress was continuing. They had not stood up King at all. I am shocked that the whistle was blown. That is pretty bad right there. And you know, our officials have been good as Pessoa's looking to pass. He's going to get it off. All kinds of contact, but both players going for the ball. Brendan Barabee and Harold Beckford of the defense there trying to get Barabee's pass that was intended for him. It's going to bring up 4th down on the incomplete pass. But, you know, the officials really, though, have been actually pretty good this afternoon. They've been on point, but that was a bad play there because the Bengals should have a 1st down.
And the girls cross-country team finished 4th.
So now 4th down and 8 from the 20. So I'm sure the Bengals are going to go for it. There's no kicking here. Not going to try a field goal into the wind. I don't see Began. I think Began's day may be done. I don't see him out there. Pessoa looking to pass. Pressure's coming. Oh, nobody home. Oh, my goodness! DJ Machado reels it in. And the Cougars players are stunned on the field. I can't believe Machado came down with that. That's just crazy.
There was no one home.
There was
But
nobody
he-
there.
He came in through the back. Out of nowhere. I'm looking at the secondary, and from behind the cornerback, here are these hands attached to a Bengal helmet.
I can't
I'm in
even believe it.
disbelief.
That was an incredible catch. Pessoa thrown across the field. Wow. Wow. This is all that can be said.
An extremely dangerous pass.
Yes, I'll give you that.
And
But
connected for a touchdown.
my gosh. Kick on its way. The kick is good. 29-0, and the Bengals do get a score in this second half.
So that must make Coach Winarski feel a little bit better about the team.
I think so. You know, the positives is that they didn't score that third quarter, but they used over 7 minutes of the clock on one drive again. So that shortened the third. And now here in the fourth, on 4th and 8 with your backs against the wall. Wow. I can't get over that. That's an amazing catch. That is almost as good. If any of you folks saw Durfee's football game against Brockton a couple weeks ago, just an amazing catch was made in that game as well by Brendan Cuthill late in the game. A pass from Nick Salmon, and this catch right here was, you know, just about as exciting and amazing as that catch by Cuthill for the Hilltoppers. That was outstanding. I can't believe that. 29-0, and the Bengals, I think it's probably safe to start saying that this one may be in the bag. a 4-score game. We'll see what happens.
Well, an offense that, other than for a couple of plays, really, there's been no offense for Bishop Connolly. So, very short kickoff.
Very short kickoff, yes, and a late hit. I'm surprised there was no flag. McClure wants a flag. Still whining about it. Sun has gone away, so it actually got a little bit dark here now at the stadium. And the wind continues to whip. So, good field position for the Cougars. They'll start from their own 41. First and 10, 7:42 to play in the game. And, you mentioned your dad was sitting near some Mashpee coaches, and a few plays ago, maybe 5 minutes ago or so, there were a bunch of Mashpee players as well that left just now. McClure with a great run there. Over 20 yards to pick up, pushed out of bounds.
And almost went shoulder first into the bench.
I know, that was scary right there. And quite honestly, I mean, I don't know why the bench is not usually that far down the field, number one. But I'm kind of surprised that the bench is really there. Nobody really sits on the football sidelines. They all stand.
There's not much grass, much beyond the soccer sideline.
Yeah, because of the track. It's not a very wide field. I'd say this is probably one of the soccer pitches that, soccer fields that are from sideline to sideline, definitely a little shorter than regulation, because at Durfee there's more room.
So these benches are they're a lot closer to the sideline, the football sideline even.
Yeah.
Than most schools would have it. So, dangerous.
Yeah, a little bit. Glad McClure did not get hurt there after that great run. Picks up 20 yards there.
That's why she's a smart one. She has the windbreaker. It's all with the wind. If you can block the wind, you're fine.
As I was saying, though, not only were there coaches from Mashpee, but there were also players from Mashpee here sitting watching this game as well. And right after that last touchdown or so, actually, no, it was at the end of the third quarter. That's what it was. They left after the third quarter. A lot of pushing and shoving, and Matt Cliff just gave a shove to Brendan Barabee. But there was a false start on the offense. That's why play was ruled dead. Back him up 5 yards. And the Cougars will replay the down 1st and 15, though. I would venture to say that, we were talking about the field. This is one of the few natural grass fields. So many schools are going to the turf, but I have a feeling that the field turf may be the next thing coming here to Diman. I don't know. I just have that gut feeling. They're at the bottom of a hill, so all the water and everything runs down towards this field, number one. But, number two, it makes it difficult. Kafori has some room. Cuts out of bounds inside the 20. Another nice dash from the Connolly QB. But this field really was not that green when the season started because there was so little rain. But if you look up at the baseball fields, which they use for soccer, for JV fields and stuff, and football practice, they actually look really good. So I don't know if it's just down here, but there's a lot more green up that way than there is over here on the football field. And maybe it's just there's not as much use up that way, but...
Well, even those fields look like they're a little elevated. Everything, the hill continues down towards the football field.
Yeah, so maybe that could be part of it. Gafori falls down, and he's going to go. That'll end up being a sack. He got tripped up, ran into his own man, and it's a loss of 5 yards to bring up 2nd and 15. So I don't know. They had this. I remember years ago when they redid the track here. And the track is actually still in really good shape. It looks like it. It's faded a bit, but it's in good shape. And it is tar. It's not that rubberized surface like some of the newer stuff. So, you know, perhaps there's an upgrade in the future for Diamond. I don't know. I have that feeling after this year with all the mud and, you know, no rain and trying to get the field ready. I mean, it's a lot of work for grounds crews to do that, and it's not easy. Not easy to keep a field looking good. McClure gets the pass and will pick up quite a few good yards. I mean, how great would this? I'm a big fan of natural grass, first of all. I do like that. I think it's just kind of the classic thing, right? But how great would this thing look with the field turf? This field would look awesome with a nice big Bengals emblem in the middle.
Evan, maybe instead of painting landscapes.
I'm not painting emblems. Sorry, Gary. Not painting emblems.
But I've seen your lawn. It's always kept up very nicely, Evan. So if you can do it.
Oh, man. Kafori going to be taken out of bounds for a loss of yards. Oh, maybe Superintendent Tom Aubin is listening, getting some ideas from me. We'll come back. We'll come back next fall for football, and there'll be a field turf on the, turf field and upgrade and whatnot. Who knows? It would look great. I mean, again, the field doesn't look bad, but you can definitely tell the pocket is definitely beat up, and that's, mainly from last week when they had puddles, literally puddles. You have puddles of soft mud. I mean, nothing's going to survive in that, especially when the cleats are digging in. So, that really tears it up in a hurry. And these high school fields are not like NFL stadiums where they'll just bring in new grass during the week. That's a lot of money. It's very, very expensive. McClure going to try to get the first down. He does. He's shy of the end zone, but the Cougars are within 2 yards of finally getting on the scoreboard. And McClure got him there. This has been a very good drive for Connolly, and I don't know if maybe Diamond's playing back a little bit or a combination of the Cougars, making some more adjustments. But, if you're Diamond, obviously a shutout would be great, but you also don't want to play too hard and chance an injury when you're up by 4 touchdowns in a playoff game, knowing that you get another game next week. So they could be playing back, playing a little safety, safety defense, if you will, playing it cautiously. I mean, a touchdown for the Cougars here does not really change much in this game. Kafori has to backtrack again. 4 Bengals on his tail feathers, and he will go out of bounds with a loss of a yard, it looks like. He's forced out of bounds at the 4, so first and goal from the 2 is now second and goal from the 4. And I'll tell you, I think they should just hand it off to McClure, because while Kafori's had a couple nice big runs, he's lost yards too on this drive. He's struggled a bit. Now one of the trainers coming out, and looks like they're going to help out. Is that number 77, I believe? Damian Rigo. Going to get helped off the field.
Looks to be all right. Hopefully that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, not walking smoothly. Maybe a little bit of a hobble, but not so much a limp.
There's a big difference between a hobble and a limp.
There is, absolutely. So he walked out under his own power, so that's a good thing. Second and goal from the 4. I don't even know who has it. I really don't. I think maybe Kafori kept it and kind of sneaked it because nobody came back.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, McClure had it. Okay. I didn't see it. We'll go with PA announcer Lenny Dutra's call there. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the game. No gain on that one. So third and goal from the 4 it remains. Oh, they just changed on the board, so they gave him another yard. So we'll see third and goal from the 3, and we're under 4 minutes to play. Cougars looking to break the ice and get into the end zone. Kafori rolling out Does he want to pass or run? He's backtracking again, and he's going to be taken down at the 20. The 19 officially. My goodness. And you know what? You got to credit Diamond's defense on that because nobody was open in the end zone, but there is a flag in the end zone. So this could be this could change things here. Let's see what the call is. It definitely shouldn't be defensive pass interference because there was no pass thrown. Did they say what the call was? I didn't even see the official. I just saw him point. I didn't see.
Just saw him point.
Okay, so maybe a hold. I saw his hand come down. So was it a hold on the defense? I don't know. I didn't even see him really motion though. I just saw the hand kind of come down and point. Not very clear. This is why we need the walkie-talkies, Gary, or the mic. We got to get these guys mic'd up. It is a hold. Okay, holding on the defense, and that is an automatic first down.
The referee was a lot louder in making that call, Evan. I was able to hear him.
Really?
So maybe he took offense to your
Well,
walkie-talkie.
you know, if we could hear him, then that's all that matters. So, first and goal from this. I don't care how it works, as long as we hear them and know what's going on. Second and goal for, first and goal from the 2, and the Cougars have finally gotten on the board. That is Jay McClure on the 2-yard run. Got a little help from the penalty because, you know what, when you have a play like that sack, there's holding on every play like that. It's whether how blatant it is. So how blatant was it really? Who knows? But the Cougars get on the board. A 2-yard run for McClure. So the shutout is gone. But I don't think the Bengals have much to worry about in terms of winning the game. So at the moment, 29-6. I don't see anybody ready to kick. It looks like they're going to go for 2. They will go for 2. In the backfield is Cameron Reese. Beckford and McClure on the wings. McClure moving. Gaffori with it. Oh, no, he hands it off. I'm sorry. He handed it off, and it is good. Into the end zone goes Cameron Reese for the 2-point conversion.
So now it's a 3-possession game, Evan, with 3:26 remaining.
Are you speculating that it's still anybody's game?
I'm speculating that someone will win the game. And
Yeah.
Bishop Connolly just needs 3 more scores.
I see. Okay. So you're just stating fact.
Clarifying the situation.
Oh, man. All right. Yes, 3:28 to play. 3:26 rather to play, and it is 29-8. Of course, I said 29-7. It's 29-8 because I got the 2 points. So my bad there. I know what I wanted to say. I said the wrong thing though. So just clarifying.
I spend my entire day knowing what I want to say, but saying something different. So I know how you feel.
How do the Fred TV students think of that? What do they think of that?
They look at me with a blank stare.
Yeah, folks, we have no fun doing our jobs, I assure you. And I'm sure you got that vibe from this broadcast, right?
No,
Oh,
what I have to say is the kids at Fred TV are awesome. I haven't seen a group of students work this hard. You know, both after school and during school,
Yep.
before school. With the
Giving
top
up
of the
a Saturday like Keelan and Mira did today to work this game. And, you know, we should mention it's an onside kick coming. It does not go 10 yards. Does not go 10 yards, and that is going to be Bengals ball. But, you know, it's okay to brag when it's your own students. And we recently won a challenge, a contest, if you will, for Amp It Up through Mass Development. And we had the press conference this week about that. Our 2 videos. We had 2 teams of students, Mira Saba, Jessica Miranda, Jeanette Colon, and Madison Barboza, who the contest ended last spring. The announcement was made after the school year had ended, so we had to wait on this. And our 2 videos came in first place, tied for first, and Fred TV got a $5,000 check. That was the prize. So to your point, Gary, we have some fantastic students students, and there may be times of negativity. Of course, there's negativity everywhere you go, but the positives definitely outshine the negative, and we'll leave it at that. And it's just another great example of some of the fantastic kids that we have over at Durfee and in our city.
By no means, Evan, was I insinuating that their blank stares were negative in any way.
Oh no, I'm not even. No, it wasn't even. That didn't even cross my mind. So, heck, I give blank stares sometimes. Not just to you. We all do that. Say, huh, what are you talking? What you talking about, Willis? Anyway, J.C. King spinning. A royal spin right there for King. I like that pun.
That was a circle on the PlayStation controller right there.
Somebody in the stands with a controller thinking they're playing Madden right now. King, spin. Hit the button.
Sometimes when I'm watching a basketball game, I'll be like, hit that triangle button. Get that rebound.
That's funny. That was a nice move by King. It moves the chains. Bengals continue to drive. We have 2 minutes to play in this game. Of course, in high school, no 2-minute warning, so we don't have to stop play here, which is nice. I think the 2-minute warning is overrated, if you want my honest opinion. That's another topic for another day. The teams have timeouts in the NFL. Let them use them if they want to stop the clock.
Ball carried by number 41, J.C.
King will continue to run the ball. Pessoa is on the sidelines, as is Strollo. Well, Strollo is special teams, but Pessoa is out of the game right now. And so is Began. So is Machado. So all of the starters on offense, the main players, the big money items on the team, if you will, they are out for the rest of this game. No chancing injuries. In there now at quarterback is Jordan Broder.
Evan, this is scholastic athletics. There are no big money players.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Just
know,
clarify.
big ticket items.
Just clarify.
Yes, these players don't get paid. They do it because they love it. J.C. King with another first down. J.C. King wants a touchdown. The Bengals score with 45 seconds to play. Piling it on now. 35-8. J.C. King.
Just a continuation of the Diamond offensive prowess today. The outside runs killed Bishop Connolly.
Yeah, and let me tell you, J.C. King is he's a big kid. He is bigger than Began, that's for sure. So tough to tackle. The way he was running down the sidelines like that almost made me think of, the Gronk, if you will. Tough to tackle, not the fastest, but he's powerful. Can't take him down.
He's a lumberer.
Oh, there you go. And that might be going a little wide, and no good on that one. So a miss. That's the first miss by Strollo this afternoon, but it doesn't matter. 35-8.
And it makes it a nice football number for you, Evan. 35 points.
That's right. 35-8. King with about a 30-yard run there. That's approximate. 5 touchdowns today for the Bengals, and they all did it in different ways. We'll run it back. 45 seconds to play. Let's do a little recap here. First quarter, a 62-yard run for Ashton Began. He started the scoring. Second quarter, that drive was a continuation of the end of the first quarter. The Bengals quarterback Pessoa with a 1-yard quarterback sneak at the goal line. 2-point conversion made it 15-0. Then to end the second quarter, a 28-yard run by DJ Machado, 22-0. Then a scoreless third quarter. Go to the fourth, a 20-yard pass to DJ Machado, the only touchdown pass of the day for Pessoa. 20 yards to the end zone, 29-0. The Cougars just scored on their last drive. for the first time today. A 2-yard run for McClure made it 29-8 after the 2-point conversion. And now here, the Bengals with about a 30-yard run for King. They make it 35-8 with 45 seconds to play. They'll kick it. It bounces at the 40. It's picked up on the far side there by Cameron Reese. He's out of bounds across the 50 with 42 seconds to play in the game. Now, the Cougars won't stop playing. Should clarify that, too. Once you're eliminated from the playoffs, it doesn't mean your season is done until Thanksgiving. You then get shifted into the loser's bracket, and you will play the next 2 weeks as well. So weeks 9 and week 10, they still will play. They just won't be playoff games. They'll have opponents based on how the rest of the tournament is going. That's how the pairings will go. So Connolly will still have games the next 2 weeks. And, of course, they do have a home game for Thanksgiving because when Durfee is away, Diman and Connolly get to host their rivals. So Connolly is going to be hosting St. John Paul II High School from Hyannis on Thanksgiving Eve, the Wednesday night. They're going to bring in lights again, and they're going to play under the lights at Connolly for the second time in school history. Deep pass from Kafori. It's long, and now a late flag coming in. I'm not sure why. It didn't impede the process. Actually, the ball was uncatchable, really.
I'm going to throw it out there and say maybe it was offensive.
Maybe. And then Diman, of course, is... Oh, they're waving the flag off. There you go. So no penalty. Diman will host Greater New Bedford Folk. The Bears will come in to the Harrington Fields.
I've got to say, Evan, that I really like the way the MIAA has set this up. Because when I was a student, way back when, you'd play your football games, then you'd have 2, sometimes 3 weeks before that Thanksgiving Day game, which was almost like a bowl game. And that's a long time to, you've seen
to sit around and just practice.
You've seen college football games where teams haven't played in maybe over a month, and it's not the prettiest.
No, I mean, there is nothing more valuable than game time. Kafori pushed out of bounds. Kafori down out of bounds. And a good run there. Looked like he actually was going to pass initially, but then he found that, that hole down the sidelines, and he was able to take it. So overall, Kafori's had he's picked up some good yards, probably close to 100 yards rushing on the day. Unfortunately, though, some of his runs, though, also were brought back for negative yards that hurt the team. So I guess it's a chance you take. That's a bouncing ball, incomplete. It'll stop the clock with 19 seconds to play, intended for Beckford. I guess that's, again, the chance you take when you try to run it and you do that option play as a quarterback. You got to at least make sure that you get those forward yards, because then it really can hurt you. And overall, I'd say over and under for Kafori, mostly he's had a good game, but there were some instances where we saw that he rolled back and the Diamond defense was coming at him and they lost some yards.
That last drive in particular, that luckily there was the defensive penalty in the back of the end zone.
That's right.
He dropped back, lost about over 10 yards, I think.
Yeah, it was about 15 yards. All alone, Beckford, end zone, touchdown, Kafori to Beckford. It is a 26-yard touchdown pass, and the Cougars get another score.
That was a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass right into the basket. He just dropped it in.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those where I think the Bengals defense is playing a little more conservative, so it opens up a lane there. You don't want to chance anybody getting hurt. A lot of the starters on the sidelines, so the Cougar is able to get another score, that's got to feel good for them. Anything that they can do going into these final couple weeks of the season. You want to try to get any positives that you can. Kafori rolling out. Corner. Incomplete. The 2 points. No good. So now a true football score.
True football score, Evan.
No oddball numbers. 35-14 is the score.
10 seconds remaining here in the
And we say that, folks, because typically, if you watch the NFL, the point totals are usually divisible by 7 when you have just a bunch of touchdowns. So 35 divided by 7, that's 5 touchdowns. And 14 divided by 7, that's 2 touchdowns. So 7 touchdowns on the day between the two schools. It's been a very busy fourth quarter. We've seen 4 of those touchdowns just in this fourth quarter.
What's the square root of 35?
Oh, God. You're not doing this to me. I'm not even. This is not algebra. And, you know.
It's football, man.
It's football. Yeah, I know.
Football, man.
And
Nah, I'm only kidding with you.
I'm sure that, yeah, that's a topic for another day. We're not doing math today. Oh, boy. 10 seconds left in this one. I would be shocked if the Cougars try an onside kick, but, you know, you just never know. I see you counting players. It looked like more than 11, didn't it, for a minute?
For a minute there.
Yeah.
Just the way they were lined up.
But the Bengals have 2, 4, and 5, and they do kick it off. That's a good kick, too. That is going to be a touchback. Can you believe that? And there's really no wind at the moment. All leg there for the Cougars. Matt Cliff, a strong kickoff from the 40. So the Bengals will get to start from the 20, and one would imagine that they will go into their victory formation, take that knee, and call it a day.
Really impressive performance today by Diman.
Yeah, I'd say so, and they definitely made some adjustments from last week, that's for sure.
And they got 14 points in the second half, which, granted, it wasn't necessary points. They had a comfortable lead, but like you said, they didn't score any points last week in the second half, so Coach Winarski should be praising them at the end of the game.
I think he will, and of course, like any coach, there will be room to improve. That's what he'll probably say. But today, this has to feel good. The Diman Bengals back in the playoffs for the first time in about 3 years. They come out on top in round 1 at home against Bishop Connolly, 35-14, and they will host Mashpee next weekend. So, again, go on to Facebook, folks. Like and follow our Fred TV Sports page. I know I'm pushing it, but it's the best place for you to know what's going on in the playoffs especially. We'll have updates throughout the week, and we will let you know game times, where we're going to be, where your teams are going to be. Gary, this has been a lot of fun.
Always a pleasure to be here with you, Evan. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, of course. So much better with 2 people than 1. The viewers get tired of just hearing me talk to myself for 2 hours. So nice having someone to talk to. So, folks, we thank you for tuning in to our MIAA state tournament coverage on Fred TV of the South Division 4 playoff bracket. Round 1 goes to the Bengals. We'll see what the semifinals, the Final 4, will be next week. Diman and Mashpee right here at Diman Regional. For our camera crew tonight, this afternoon, Mira Saba and Keelan Dunn. For Gary Lee, I'm Evan Massoud. We'll see you soon.